What is happiness? What is joy? Each of us has asked himself a question: is happiness and joy the same thing? And you'll find out the answer, but first I'll ask you what you want most in life. How would you answer it? Most likely, you would say that you dream of being happy, not just joyful. Although, according to psychologists, that is the answer that would be correct. But let's go in order. Joy is an emotion. It comes from temporary prosperity, success, good fortune, or the prospect of possessing a desire. Happiness is a state. It is generated by life's well-being and contentment. Joy is a simple and carefree spark that spreads through the whole body and leaves pleasant vibrations. It has no defining consequences. Happiness is usually accompanied by attachment to an idea, a destination, or an experience. As a result, happiness tends to affect our subconscious. Usually, when expectations are not realized, feelings of happiness are replaced by deep sadness and even depression. There are many ways to distinguish happiness from joy. We can achieve both if we set realistic goals and make plans to achieve them. Happiness is defined by values because every normal person has quite a few goals in life. As he or she gains experience in career, relationships, and daily life, the goals change, shifting in a completely different direction, but that anchor that keeps us aligned with our values is the key to understanding what makes us happy. How do we distinguish happiness from joy? The answer is very simple: happiness is the destination, joy is the attitude along the way. Take a spare moment to imagine your life in an ideal way. What you see is considered a destination, something that can make you truly happy. Maybe you want to travel more, or maybe you want to be a crisis manager at some reputable company. Whatever your dream is, you shouldn't ignore it. Only if you achieve your goal, you can be a happy man. Getting what you want is not as easy as it seems. Most successful people often cause envy. However, no one knows how hard their way to this success was. To get what you want, you have to work hard. If you are ready to be happy, move forward every day and stay the course. The small victories you achieve will cause you a state of joy. This confirms the fact that happiness is the end point and joy is the in-between. Joy is usually carefree and simple. It comes and goes, but it brings us closer to our destination. This is why happiness and joy go side by side. But people imagine happiness as something grandiose. They look forward to it, sometimes they achieve their goals, but they don't experience any fairy tale emotions. In fact, you can only be happy if you are constantly experiencing moments of joy. Being able to rejoice is akin to noticing little things and appreciating small victories. Gratitude plays an important role in this regard. So, say thank you to fate, to yourself, to your family and friends for what you have already managed to get from life. Keep a gratitude journal. This will help you get a better look at those things that seem invisible in the hustle and bustle of days. If you look at the big picture, you'll understand what you're missing, what you're satisfied with, and what steps to take to realize what you want. Very often the little things are crucial to true happiness, but it's not always possible to understand this in time. The realization comes only with time. You must understand that happiness is controllable, but joy is not. Many people think, I will be happy when I have more money, more free time, when I buy a house or a car. These conventions are endless. But life is a process that cannot always be controlled. Some people know how to be happy without money, cars, or houses. There are many ways to feel joy even in the most negative situations. So, if a seriously ill relative recovers, or a long-awaited child is born at a not-so-great time in life, this is certainly a huge reason for joy or even for happiness. Ultimate goals at such moments cease to be important, because life itself gives us joy, which we cannot control. Thus, one can feel joy, but not be happy. Joy is the result of certain actions that correspond to your values. To feel it, you have to move away from the overall picture of happiness that you have painted yourself. So what are happiness and joy for? These two emotions allow people to feel the fullness of life. Happiness meets our goals, which cannot be said for the joy that life itself gives us. Seeing happiness is usually influenced by external factors, while joy comes from within. And now answer yourself, is happiness and joy the same thing?